morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you listen to this is Tanks and Tutties, brought to you by Tubbs and Frankie. This week, we're going to hit you with our normal weekend recap and locks and long shots, a little bit of NBA news, some very interesting NFL news that nobody saw coming. We'll hit you with some MLB, your Grid Award of the Week, and we're going to do the All Star Ballot of things we do when drunk.
Strap in, folks.
It's about to be good. Yeah, strap in. We've got a list. We're going to hit you with our wrap-up. Tubbs has a question for Frankie, and we're going to hit you with a weekend preview and send you on your way. So, Frank, how was your weekend?
Well, it was pretty uneventful, other than I got very, very drunk on Saturday.
There you go.
Had to work in the morning, decided, you know what, girlfriend and I were like, hey, let's go out to the bars, do a little bit of bar hopping on our own, hit a couple bars, and we ended up at a country bar at the end of the night and very hammered, broke a toenail in half, and slept on my bathroom floor for about 5 hours on Saturday. Still haven't fully recovered. Felt like shit for the last 2 days, but we're getting there. Yeah.
Sometimes there's nothing better than an ice-cold bathroom floor when you are just plastered. And you know
Yeah.
you might puke, so you're playing it safe, but that's some of the best sleep I've ever had is on a bathroom floor.
Well, so it wasn't even that I was so drunk that I had to sleep on the bathroom floor. So we started drinking at like 4 in the afternoon, I think. Had a vodka Red Bull, went to the next bar, had like 3 beers there, sat outside. And then we walked all the way across town and had a shot and another drink. Went to the next bar, had another shot and 2 more vodka Red Bulls. So I was like kind of switching it back and forth. And yeah, just I think having 3 vodka Red Bulls probably didn't treat me so well. Got home and made it about 4 hours later into the night and then decided I just needed to sleep on the bathroom floor. So yeah.
Yep. On Friday I went and checked out some high A baseball. Went and saw the Lugnuts in town here. They're the affiliate of the Athletics. Yeah, high A is pretty boring, but the beer was good. Had a double Jack and Coke. That got me feeling right. Went out to the bars afterwards, and then Saturday went golfing. Got absolutely obliterated on the course. I drank more on the golf course than I ever have in my life, I think. And then our buddy goes, hey, let's go get some food. So luckily I wasn't driving. And on the way to the restaurant/bar, I was just very focused on not telling my buddy to pull over so I can yak. Then we hit the bar, and it was a boost. I was just ready to go. I said, oh, there's our buddy. Let's go. And I run out of the car, and we go back to the bar, and I watched the Raisin Reds, watched my bet lose, then headed home, and Sunday was a recoup day. But, yeah, those car rides, man, sometimes they get you.
I feel like
15 minutes, but it felt like an hour.
I feel like our All-Star Ballot, this new segment that we're about to introduce, this week we're kicking it off right because it's, fresh in our minds and everything. So
oh, yeah. Both
drunk things
had some
we do.
Experience on Saturday. Yep. Oh, yeah. So let's head into our locks and long shots here. Tubbs, 3-0. I am 3-0 in my locks.
Congrats.
Tigers got it done on Friday. Scuba looked good. He started rough, but they came back. They won it pretty handily. They almost blew it at the end, but what's a Tigers game without an almost choke? So
exactly.
This week, we are going to take the Rays on Thursday. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's going to be either their money line for the first 5 innings or their -0.5. I expect them to be favorites. We're going to take money line if it's less than 150. If not, we'll take that -0.5, and we'll be cruising 4-0 next week. Looking good. My long shots here. 0-1 still. We're still waiting on Katie to announce that he's going to the Pistons. My next chapter in a Pistons jersey. But we're just gonna roll with the long shot from last week. No reason to change it. For those that don't remember, it's 10 under or better at my outing this weekend. That's on Saturday. I think it's very doable. I played like shit last weekend, so I'm due for a good weekend. And
Could see it.
Let's hear your locks and long shots here, and then we'll go into an interesting story I had over the weekend about betting.
Well, so my locks, I'm 1-1. Didn't do too hot last week with the Brewers taking the series against the Cubs. Just had a rough week last week for them, but 1-1 on locks right now. Yeah. For this week's lock, though, Yankees against the Reds on Wednesday. Luis Severino on the mound for the Yankees. Give me the Yankees minus 1.5. Those run lines you can usually get at a little bit less juicy. I think I'll be able to get that one. I would assume that one's probably going to be favored since it is the Yankees and they've been as good as they are. Probably going to sit around like 130, 140. If it's anything more than that, they might bump it up to minus 2.5, which honestly I'd still feel comfortable taking it. Mike Minor's on the mound. That guy's like 45 years old, so don't care.
He pitched well last week.
Don't care. It's the Yankees. Give me the Yankees minus 1.5. Long shot, I do have one, but I'm going to hold off a little bit on it. Right now, I'm still 0-0. I have to admit I made a mistake last week. Last week I had Burns as my long shot, getting the most votes for a pitcher for the All Star game. I kind of forgot that pitchers don't get voted on, and it's just the managers that select them. So we're going to take it as a push, even though we can probably assume that Burns would have gotten the most votes for a pitcher. So, I mean, should be a win, but I'll be nice and take it as a push,
There you go. Yeah, I don't know how we missed that one, but
Yeah. And I mean, I'm still waiting on the Adames second half home runs, which obviously that's going to take a while, and then Kyrie to the Lakers, which that looks still great, but can't count it as a win yet. So.
Kind of went cold. Haven't heard a lot of talk, but still
it's coming.
Good, like you said.
It's coming.
So, I've got an interesting story here. So, I texted Frankie on, what was that? Was that Thursday or Friday? No, it was Wednesday I texted you. So, I texted Frankie and I said, remember the name Jonas Blixt? And he said, who the fuck is that? And I said, don't look him up. Don't do anything. Just remember him for the pod on Monday.
Yeah, I have no idea where this is going right now.
So, Jonas Blixt is a golfer. Okay? He's not good enough to be on the main stage PGA, but they had the Barbasol Championship this past weekend while the Scottish Open was going. So, Jonas Blixt was competing in the Barbasol.
Okay.
And I saw a news article, I believe. Basically, very, very long story short, he was top 5 at the Masters in 2019, and then he fell off the face of the earth. And then he popped back up. And I remembered watching the 2019 Masters, and he was just out of nowhere, this amazing guy, blah, 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 whatever.
Wasn't 2019 the year Tiger won it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. But anyways, he performed really well, and then he just dropped off the face of the earth. I don't know if he played bad or if he just took some time off or whatever. But his odds were insane. So here's what I bet. So I had Jonas Blixt to win the championship at plus 30,000. I had Jonas Blixt top 10 at plus 2,000. And then I had Jonas Blixt to lead after the first round at plus 16,000. As you can probably tell, none of those hit.
Okay.
And I put not very safe amounts of money on those. So we won't go into the dollar amounts, but I would have been very happy if even one of those hit. So
I mean, yeah.
Long story short, long story short, don't think you know more about golf than anybody else, because golf and I have a very trialed past. I've hit some.
Think you're better than the fucking sun?
Yeah, right. I mean, if those would have hit, though, it'd be a completely different story. We'd be sitting here celebrating how great of a plus sign hunter I am. Instead,
yeah, that would have been a story for the lifetime, right there.
It would have. Imagine this dude comes out. Well, and the funny thing is that first round, he was plus 2. So I was like, oh, okay. He was in the first group. Mm-hmm. He finished plus 2, and he was like 10th or something. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a tough course. Yeah, no. Minus 10 was in the lead after day 1, and then the winner was minus 31.
Holy shit.
So and Jonas Blixt didn't make the cut. So
Figures.
That one sucked.
I honestly feel like I remember that guy golfing in the Masters that year. Like I feel like I actually do remember it now that we talk about it.
Yep. So this is your sign to first of all, never bet on the not main stage PGA event, because the Barbasol Championship, who gives a shit? I could have bet on Scottish Open. It would have been a lot more fun. But
also, just don't.
It was electric on Thursday. No, it wasn't live bet. It was all pre. That was all pre.
Oh.
Yep. So I saw that random article that he was competing, and I think it was some sharp took him or something. But long story short, do not do it. It's so dumb. I need to learn. So, anyways, moving on. We got some NBA news. Nothing crazy, but the Pistons look really good in summer league. Granted, that means absolutely nothing, but it has been cool to see Cade and Jaden Ivey. Or no, Cade's not playing. What am I talking about? Jaden Ivey looks really good. He first game played awesome, but then the second game he hurt his ankle, but it was nothing. He'll be back.
He's been putting up stats. I'm pretty impressed. And I'm not a Pistons fan,
still can't believe they got him at 5, but we'll have to see when the season comes around and actually means something. But Pistons might just go out and win the Summer League championship, so no big deal.
Yeah, because that gets everything. Point, hey, at least you got one.
That would be the first championship in Detroit since, what would that be, 08?
Yeah. Something like that.
Give it to me. The other Summer League news from what I saw is that Chet sucks. He's a bust.
Dude, I am so frustrated. Like, I never was a fan of Chet. Like, he's just, I don't know. He's ugly. He's a big fucking dude. Everybody thinks that just because he's a big dude and can shoot, like, he's going to be everything. He made one block in, like, the first Summer League game, and everyone was like, oh, Chet Holmgren, Defensive Player of the Year. No. He made one block. Chill out. Just because he's fucking 7'10", however tall he is, I don't give a shit.
7'10"?
He looks like a twig, and fucking Giannis is going to charge down the lane, and he's going to look like a deer in the headlights and probably get bent in half.
Yeah, I could see a lot of injuries for that guy. I could see a lot
of injuries.
Don't. He dropped 23 that first game, though. He looked awesome.
It's also fucking NBA Summer League.
And then you also saw him getting backed down by a point guard.
Like, if people really want to place their money on this guy to win Defensive Player of the Year, go for it. I feel 0% sorry for you when he's absolutely a bust. You should not be taking Defensive Player of the Year or any future awards because of what you saw in Summer League. Just bullshit.
I mean, I've been looking at Jaden Ivey Rookie of the Year, but no big deal.
Okay, but that's different. That's your team.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to bet it because I think Paolo will get it. He looks good. But so that wraps up NBA because it's Summer League, like you said. It doesn't mean shit. But we got a dog in 'em alert. Your NFL news for the week. I'm sure everybody saw this. It was phenomenal. Zach Wilson. So the story goes, he's dating this chick for a long time. His best buddy was his roommate.
Mind you, BYU.
Mormons. Mormons. Those Mormons are crazy, dude. Soaking? Like, what is that?
Multiple
so anyways, he's got a best buddy, right? It's his roommate. He was on the team. Him and the girlfriend break up. A month later.
Zach Wilson and his girl, yeah.
Zach Wilson and his girl break up. A month later, Zach Wilson's ex is dating his best friend all of a sudden. Zach Wilson's teammate, I wish I'd got the guy's name. Doesn't matter. He posts a picture with the ex. Some random person comments, "You're a homie hopper." And she obviously took this to heart because she came back and commented, "Zach Wilson fucked his mom's best friend. What does that say about him?"
Who's
my
the real
God.
homie hopper? That was what you said.
Who's the real homie hopper? But she thought that this was going to be a detriment to his legacy. No. This boosted his legacy.
If anything, I just want to... I love Zach Wilson now. He's probably going to win MVP.
I didn't like him. I thought he was going to be a bust, but this guy's going to be an MVP next year.
I mean,
you bang your mom's best friend. His mom's hot, granted. Did you know that? His mom is smoking hot.
I did not, but I mean... Not to put my sexuality in question or anything, but I mean, Zach Wilson's a pretty decent looking guy, right? I mean,
whatever you want to say. I don't really look at it like that,
but it runs in the family, you know.
But yeah, everybody's trying to figure out who the mom's friend was now and all this shit, and it's phenomenal for the sport because especially like right now for the NFL, it's dead. Nothing's happening. You know, we're not even in the preseason yet, and we already got guys fucking their mom's best friend. What a king! Can you imagine being this chick though, and you thought, oh, I'm gonna get his ass, blah blah blah. And granted, I don't think Zach Wilson has done anything wrong to her. I think he was cool with it, moved on. We don't know.
Well, that's the thing too. Like we don't know when they broke up, when he started fucking this old woman, this cougar. Also, fun fact: BYU, the Cougars.
The Cougars.
He always wanted to be a cougar, I guess.
The memes that have come of this are incredible, and it's great for the sport.
Dude, round of applause to Zach Wilson. Hats
saw a
off.
shirt today.
King shirt.
It said throwing bombs and banging moms.
Yes, sir.
Man, if I was a Jets fan, I would have bought that in a heartbeat.
If
That's
that's not the Jets' new team slogan, I don't know what is.
Right, you gotta change your mascot to like just the MILFs or something. The New York MILFs or Wilson's MILFs or something.
There has
That could be
been
a
stories in the past too about him liking MILFs. So
Yep. So that brings us to our boy Reggie. You guys remember him? He tweeted at us. What was that, yesterday? And he brought it. He said, "Would like to hear you guys' thoughts on Zach Wilson banging moms. You know how we feel about it. We think it's great for the sport. This guy's a king." But Reggie said he's got a lock. He's taking the Jets over 6.5 wins, and I like it.
I love it, especially
I love
now.
it too. They just went and got a wide receiver. They got Sauce Gardner. I thought they had a great draft, and now you got a quarterback that's banging moms.
What beats that?
Nothing beats that. All they got to do is win 7 games.
I might
I'm
just
about
go
to
out
find that on
and put a
Sportsbook.
future on the Jets to win the Super Bowl.
I think that's stretching it a little bit, but what a story that would be. What a story that would
Jets
be.
Super Bowl, Jets over 6.5 wins, Zach Wilson MVP. Damn. I'm about to
Zach
be a
Wilson,
millionaire.
most improved player. Ooh, most improved player. That might be a thing.
It could be. Could be a good one.
You can't win Rookie of the Year, but man, Jets to win the AFC East. Watch out.
Oh, we should also mention Baker Mayfield. Thoughts?
Baker Mayfield to the Panthers. I don't know what the Panthers are thinking.
So
I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
hey,
they
have the number 1 and number 3 pick of that draft now. Sam Darnold.
Yep, that's
Baker
correct.
Mayfield.
But I mean, they didn't really give up shit for him. What was it, a 5th?
Yeah,
Why
I mean,
not?
Baker didn't want to be in Cleveland anyways, so.
Well, and I feel like Baker's a check down king, and who's he got in the backfield? Christian McCaffrey. Dude can run.
That's going to be I'm going
I
to
think
love to hit those McCaffrey over receiving yards props this year.
Yep, we just got to hope that he doesn't, tear his ACL when people
I
know
mean,
have
we
lots
can
of
at
money
least
on
get
them.
it for like the first 6 weeks, and then
First 6 weeks, and then
then he'll
chill
get
out
injured.
and watch him get hurt. Yep.
Yeah.
So
fair.
moving on here to some MLB news. Tigers, I don't know what happened last week, but we
Wait,
swept
before
the
you get any
Guardians.
farther,
Oh,
I can assume where this is going. The same direction this has gone every week. I give it about 20 more seconds until Riley Green's name gets mentioned in this podcast by you.
I just mentioned his name
Well, but I said by you.
by me.
Yeah.
You're
Can you go
confusing me.
20 seconds here without mentioning
Oh,
Riley Green in your recap of the Tigers this
yeah, I
week?
can. Okay, here we go. Tigers won 6 in a row. We're back down to earth now. We won 6-2 last week, swept the Guardians, split the White Sox. Miguel Cabrera's an All Star. Has it been 20 seconds?
No, but I'll give it to you.
Riley Green is the best thing to happen to Detroit since Ford. All right?
Wow,
That's it.
That's a long time.
That's it. This guy made another diving catch. He's electric at the plate, and I love him. I'm obsessed. Last week, the
deal.
Tigers looked like a winning team. We were putting up runs. Our pitchers did all right. And oh my God, I made a good amount of money because I bet with my heart a lot. It's a problem, but it worked last week.
It's only a
They
problem
lost
if you
today.
lose, though.
They've lost 3 in a row now, so I'm done. But oh man, that last week was fun, man. I watched a lot of their games, which I don't normally do. But man, Riley Green, holy shit!
At least you got one
Riley
fun week,
Reed
eh?
Green. Yeah, I'll take one fun week over, a couple good. That was a fun week. So
Yeah.
that can wrap it up for Tigers because there's not much more to say other than Riley Green is the shit. What
Well,
do you got for the
there's
Brewers?
there's not much to say about the Brewers this week either because they looked like ass. 2-4, and we lost 2 series to the Cubs and the Pirates. Like, what are we doing? I've also
Yikes.
like you been betting with my heart recently, and I bet on the Brewers run line probably 3 days in a row, and it all came to an end when, well, we were up 2, bottom 9, 2 outs, tying runs on second. Pirates hit a bloop into the outfield, scored 1, so I was like, all right, well, if the second run scores here on this play, then we'll go to extras, still got a chance. Nope, the tying run got thrown out at the plate. mind you, Josh Hader, our best pitcher, the best closing pitcher in the league, was on the mound, so I thought it was just absolute lock at that point. And then the next day, I took Brewers run line again, and we lost 4-3 after being up 2 to the Pirates again. So that's how this week went for the Brewers.
Tough week, but at least you're going to get some playoff baseball for them, though, at least.
You would hope if all things continue as they are. I mean, we are first in the division, which is nice. So,
especially with how bad the NL Central is, too. Like the Cardinals, What are they doing right now? They are garbage.
Not garbage. Still,
they had a bad week
decent.
last week. Yeah,
but I mean,
so
it is
the
All Star break is
when
coming.
Your only competition is bad.
Exactly. All Star break is coming. Everybody's kind of chilling out for a little bit. You know, I look at the Brewers. We're down how many pitchers? Freddie Peralta's out until probably August, which he said he's ready to go now, but they're not just going to throw him back in there. Woodruff finally came back. Burns is still healthy, but I don't know. We're not as strong as we were at the beginning of the year, so hopefully we make some moves here for the trade deadline, but guess we'll see.
Well, you better hope Adames gets going after the All-Star
he'll
break.
be fine. He'll be fine. He's got 17 home runs right now. 20, easy.
20
hot weather.
After.
Yeah, but the weather's about to get warm. If Schwarber can do what he does in June, Adames can do that in an entire second half.
Schwarber and Adames are two completely different dudes.
Well, one is a big, beefy baseball boy, but
my type of guy.
Yeah.
And Adames is
just a boss.
Your average shortstop.
Above average shortstop.
Slightly above average, I'd say.
Depending on whose metrics you look at, yeah.
All right, well, I didn't realize that the Brewers were so bad last week. That's kind of awesome that the Tigers had a better week than the Brewers. How many times?
I'm going to pick up a new team, though. If I had to pick up a new team, the Orioles. They're hot.
Oh, yeah.
Remember last week when I said Orioles are fucking hot? Orioles might make the playoffs. I said that real quiet. Well, so then our boy Reggie, not only did he hit us up with a lock, he hit us up with a long shot. And he said, my long shot is that his O's, in quotes, will not be in last in the AL East at the All-Star break. And honestly, I didn't mention a long shot earlier. I fucking love it. I'm making this my long shot too, because they are currently 2.5 back of last place. Granted, it's last place, but I looked at the AL East schedules for this week. I mean, the Orioles got a 2-game series against the Cubs, and then the rest of the AL East is beating up on each other. Boston has Tampa, so like those two teams are going to be fighting at it. The Yankees are the Yankees. They're probably going to win. But then after the Cubs, Baltimore, they only have 5 games until the All-Star break, and they finish up with fucking Tampa. So
insert the eyeballs emoji.
Yeah, big eyeballs.
Watch out.
Cubs and Tampa, you steal a couple, only 2.5 back last place. Got potential.
Out. You did say last week Orioles make the playoffs. You said it very quietly, and I laughed at you. But holy shit, they just won 8 in a row.
Well, and like the trade deadline is still coming up. I saw a stat too. They have done what they've done this year with a payroll less than what Max Scherzer is getting paid this year. It's like Max Scherzer is making more than the entire Orioles roster right now. So imagine if they go out at the All-Star break and just load up what they could do.
That should not happen in today's MLB.
That's fucking awesome. And they have so many prospects that are so good. Like, if they do this right, they could be good for a really long time. They could be like, I don't know.
Oh, God, you're getting Reggie all amped up, dude. He's going to be listening to this. He's going to be amped up, ready to go.
Shaking. He's got the itches.
Yeah. Hey, another team that's hot, though, Mariners. They've also won 8 in a row. They're second place in the AL West. Pretty far behind the Astros, but I guess you never know.
Well, the AL West is a tough division, so they're, like
not
the AL East.
Not as tough as the AL East, though. So the fact that the Orioles are doing this.
Yankees and the Astros, both up top.
That's true.
Both tough.
Can I rant for a second? Let me go off
speaking of the Mariners, you know who's a huge snub here? and how
Who's
the
that?
MLB All Star game is completely dumb, horrible. Ty France, dude.
Oh yeah.
Ty France did not make the All Star game.
Well, that's what gets me going right now, right? Because every team gets a fucking player. The Tigers should not have a player. Granted, Miguel, it's pretty cool. You know, it's probably going to be his last year. He gets in, whatever. But why did we also get to send another player? It should be, if you're going to do that, each team should get a minimum of one. So if one team's got a really good stud, whatever, like say Javi Baez was actually playing well, then Javi Baez should make the All-Star game and nobody else. You shouldn't get to nominate a fucking player. It's stupid because then you guys got like Rodon and Ty France. They don't make the All-Star game and they are fucking performing. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
It is so dumb. I hate this participation world we live in. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I have the tweet from Passan. Most egregious All-Star snubs. Carlos Rodon, Will Smith, Braves Will Smith. I think he didn't put Atlanta or LA, but I'm assuming Will Smith for the Braves because he's been pretty fucking good. Ty France, Tommy Edman, Dylan Cease, Zach Wheeler, Brandon Drury, Josh Bell, Devin Williams, Aaron Nola, Kevin Kostman, Riley Reed, many more belong. Nimmo, Reynolds, Schreiber, King, and plenty will be added this week. That's the
You
thing
realize
too.
what you just said? You said Riley Reed.
No, I said Riley.
You said Riley Reed.
Huh. Well,
What's on Frankie's mind today?
maybe I was thinking Austin Riley and Riley Reed Green.
There you go. Yeah, okay.
Dude,
That's
what I was thinking.
Dude, the jerseys suck. Personal opinion. The participation
like them.
trophies are stupid. Now listen to this too. Soto is who the Tigers nominated, right? Okay, yeah, he's our closer. He's okay. But you left out Skubal, who was doing awesome. He had a couple bad starts, but you should have sent Skubal. Or fucking Fulmer, who has come out of nowhere and been phenomenal. Instead, you send Soto, and you do it, you announce it, 10 minutes after, he just blew the game. He gave up 2 runs in the 8th. He's not even our closer anymore. And you still sent him. It's fucking stupid. I'm amped up.
That is tough. Yeah,
10
I don't
minutes
know.
after he blows a game. You were on a
I used to
6-game win streak, he blows it, and now, oh, congratulations on your second straight All-Star selection. Doesn't mean shit. They were 2 participation trophies. He should be a 0-time All-Star. We need to trade him, too, get some fucking pieces.
Yeah,
before he shits the bed.
I'm going to be completely honest here. I actually did not even fill out a ballot for the All-Star game because I'm sick of it being a participation trophy and just an All-Star, like a popularity contest, because really, like, there's so many guys that had way better stats that should have made it, and they didn't.
Dude, just the amount of, like, stat leaders that didn't get in. Like,
well,
what the fuck?
The thing is, too, like, we'll still see some get replaced here over the week with injuries and players deciding that they don't want to play in it. I don't know. But, like, I think about, like, Jock Peterson. He should not be a starting outfielder for...
No, he's been doing really well, actually.
Yeah, but he's not even an everyday player. Kyle Schwarber?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean...
Yep, you're right.
I don't know. Just my thoughts. Or I look at the AL. Yeah, Ohtani's great, everything. But you put Ohtani at the DH and Stanton in left. Like, yeah, Stanton's been good too, but Yordan Alvarez?
Well, Jordan's hurt now. Is that playing a part of it? They just put him back on the IL.
No, he
of his hand.
was voted in as a reserve.
Oh, see, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude's been raking.
Yep.
That's the other thing, dude. My interest is so fucked because of how stupid it is that I didn't even really look. I didn't really give a shit. I'll watch the game for a little bit, but it's gonna get boring because none of the players try. There's no point in even having an All-Star game. The only thing I'm gonna watch is the Home Run Derby, and I hope that's fucking awesome.
Oh, it's going to be. I mean, we have 2 confirmed guys in it already in Acuna and Pete Alonso. Pete's going for that 3-peat. So
Fucking polar bear.
I think just seeing the 3-peat get it. 3-peat.
3-peat.
Alonso.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I think that's going to be an interesting storyline, and I'll probably have some locks and long shots on the Home Run Derby next week, but
That's
I'm
the other
excited.
shitty thing is that
That's
we
the
can't
best
really
part
talk
is
about
the
it.
Home Run Derby.
We're going to talk about that on next week's show, but you won't hear it till after the Home Run Derby, so I guess we'll make some predictions, some hot takes.
We'll throw out our picks on Twitter, and I can make a sick TikTok about it.
There you go. Follow the TikTok at Tanks and Tutties.
Yeah.
I
Anything
think
else
that wraps
for
up MLB. I mean, just bottom line, the All Star game is stupid, the voting is stupid, and the Orioles and Mariners look
It's not
good.
so much the game that's stupid. Like, the game is still okay. It's just
They
the
don't.
voting.
They're not playing for anything though, so they don't really even give a shit.
Yeah, but
That's,
like, they
that's the
still
problem
have
with
all
all
the
like
mic'd up and
All Star
everything,
games.
so.
So yeah. I'm more
Yeah.
interested in the celebrity softball game. I want to see Bill Nye hit tanks.
That is true. That is pretty fun to watch.
Let's move on here. We got our Grit Award of the Week. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da. Your nominees.
Oh.
Zach Wilson. You know why. He's a fucking dog. He got that dog in him, and he
Throwing
fucks mom.
bombs.
Yep. Then we also got blue collar workers. You came up with that one. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, last week was 4th of July weekend and everything. It's tough going back to work Tuesday. Most people, I'm sure everybody had Monday off. But, for us white-collar workers, we go back Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is pretty slow. Like, it's not much to do. Everybody's taking their time coming back to the office. Those blue-collar workers, construction guys, they're out there Tuesday, same old shit every day. So that's just grit, never stopping. Grind don't stop for them.
Foot on the gas as soon as 7 a.m. on Tuesday. They were going.
I can tell you,
There's
I got construction on the side street right next to my house. Tuesday morning,
Yep.
7 a.m. They were out there, ripping up the road.
There is no slow start. They
couldn't
just
even catch back up.
They throw a cig in the mouth and they get to work. That's it. That is it.
Most of them probably
our
woke
other
up on
nominee-
4th of July and said they should be working.
Yeah, they probably felt weird not working, and they probably woke up on Tuesday hungover as shit, and they still went to work.
Exactly.
That's how it is, man. I did blue collar for a couple summers, man. Those guys are wild. Wild.
Agreed.
Our third nominee here, beers. Tell me about it.
It's a bad weekend to be beers. You got the 4th
Bad
of July
weekend to be
weekend.
beer.
Everybody was ripping beers. Get a weekend kind of off, not much to do, so everybody takes a slow week. Guess what? Right back at it. Bad weekend to be beers this weekend.
Every weekend's a bad weekend to be a beer, but especially this close to 4th of July.
Yeah.
Especially like people
All
like
summer.
me who overbought. We still had something to finish up, and then we went
Yeah, I
and
got a lot of
golfed,
shit on my floor right now. Lot of open 30 racks.
They're just gonna get destroyed over the next couple of weekends.
It's not even a
RIP.
bad weekend to be a beer. It's a bad season to be a beer.
Oh yeah. And your winner is blue collar workers. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Snaps,
Round of
snaps,
applause.
snaps. Yep, it's very impressive that they're just back out there working. There's no slow week. All these white collar, they just slow week. So all those frontline blue collar, right back to it. No days off. Also,
Grind
very
up
bad. Very bad to be a beer around blue collar workers.
Yeah, true. They can put them back.
Yeah, he can throw them. So that wraps up your Grit Award of the Week. Now
Congrats,
for my
blue collar
favorite part
workers.
of the show. I'm so excited for this.
Oh, I'm
We've got
so
the
excited.
All Star ballot of things we do when drunk. So we explained this a little bit last week, but we're going to do one of these per week until NFL starts, just to kind of fill some holes here. But it's going to be kind of like a top four in a sense. Like, we're going to go back and forth. We might steal a couple of each other's, so we made some extras, and then we'll have some honorable mentions. So this week it's just things we do when we're drunk. We were both super drunk on Saturday, so we got some firsthand experience there. So
True.
we never really talked about an order. Who should start first?
Well, so I was thinking we could just do a number generator. One of us gets odd, one of us gets even. I mean, because it doesn't
Alright, I
really
want
matter.
odd.
Are we doing snake or are we doing just alternate?
We'll just alternate.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense
You
to
want
do a
odd?
snake with two people. I want odd, yes.
And 95, odd.
Boom. Oh, now I got to think about first overall pick here. Let me pull up my list here.
It's always a tough one.
Oh, I got my number one pick. No, I don't. I don't know if you're gonna take that, so I could leave it. I'm gonna go with stupid ass bets. That's gonna be my
Ooh.
number one overall pick.
I like
So
that.
to elaborate, you're at the bar. Maybe you lost a couple bets earlier in the day. Now you're drunk. You're looking for anything to bet on. Anything. I mean, baseball, Russian hockey, summer league
KBO.
basketball, golf. Like I bet on anything. So
Dude, KBO.
KBO.
Get home.
Russian table tennis.
True.
It's just bad to be betting when you're drunk in general, but when you do it after you had a couple losses that day, or you bet on some golfer you've never even actually done any research on, and you know they're going to lose, then you're like, let me chase.
But everything looks like a lock when you're drunk, so.
Exactly. You think that you're just the sharpest bettor there is, and you're ready to go. So, yeah, that's my pick. What do you got? What do you got number one?
I think I'm going to go with... I don't think you're going to take this one, so I'll save this. I'm going to go with stealing things. I know...
Ooh.
Yeah, I am notorious for stealing glasses when I'm drunk at a bar. Specifically, if somebody gives me a drink in a mason jar, I will 100% steal that glass.
Oh, you're
because
coming
drinking
home
out of
with
a
me.
mason jar. Yeah, exactly. I look at that glass and I just give it a little smooch, and yeah, you're coming home.
Yeah, you're licking
I don't
your
think
lips.
I don't know if I've really stolen anything other than a glass. Actually, one of my roommates, before she moved out, she was notorious for stealing construction cones and parking cones. We had a whole pile of cones in our dining room here before we decided we should probably return them back to the construction site that they belonged at. So, yeah, stealing
that might
things.
be you gotta be careful with that, because then you can get into felony territory. Like,
Yeah.
don't ever steal a stop sign. I know that's a felony.
Yeah.
All right, my number two. I'm excited for this one. Oh man, this kind of relates to stealing things. No, it doesn't. We're gonna go demolition to public property.
Oh, true.
And now the main reason I'm saying that
You're
is
a guy that
Austin
gets on
texted
tables
me-
or what?
Austin texted me on Saturday and came up with this idea, and I loved it, of course, because I was already drunk. And my first idea didn't really match what we were going for here, and then this was my second. And it was the first thing I thought of when he finally explained it. And just that running and smacking a sign, or your buddy's like, oh, you can't shake that. So you're standing at a bus stop, and your buddy's like, shake that sign. So you start shaking it. Like not crazy demolition, like you're not costing people money, but more just you're being stupid, you're running up a wall, or you're smacking a sign, or stealing cones. It kind of goes along with that. That's a big one for me when I'm getting drunk. So
Oh yeah. All right.
what's your number two here? What you gonna go?
I'm gonna go. I feel like everyone does this, but talking about how fucked up you are.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I'm so drunk right now. Bro,
guys.
I'm way more drunk than you are right now. I've had 12 beers. I'm so
I've
drunk.
had 13 and a half.
Bro, but I had 3 shots and I haven't been drinking as long.
Yeah. I didn't eat
And then
dinner,
if you're me,
so I have
dude,
nothing
I'm a
to
small
soak it up.
guy. I'm a small guy,
Yeah.
dude. It doesn't. It hits me quicker, man.
Yep. Everybody
So, yeah,
goes
I'd
to
say-
lightweight, and you're number one. I'm a small guy.
Oh, absolutely. I'm telling you.
Great
BMI.
pick. Great pick. Man, I've got so many good ones on here.
I know. I'm having a hard time picking which ones I want to go with.
Number 3. I'm gonna go buying a round of shots for the boys.
Ah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That's my number one thing. As soon as I'm drinking, let's do shots. Oh, I don't want to buy.
Even
shots.
though
I
you
got
know
it. They're on
shots
me.
are a
On
horrible
me.
idea, you're like,
Yeah,
hey man,
you know
let's
it's a
do
terrible
shot.
idea. You know you're gonna hit that edge, but you're like, let's do a shot. And
Well,
then
just getting that
order some
other
crazy thing. And,
getting that next drink, like when you're too fucked up and you're like, yeah, I can do one more, and then you get it and you're like, you get home, you're like, that was a horrible fucking idea. I never should have got that drink.
Or you don't even get home. You're in the middle of it, and you're like, oh my god.
I
You
actually
notice
had that
yourself
this
start to
weekend.
Slow down.
Yeah, I was halfway through my last vodka Red Bull, and I was like, I think I'm about to pass out.
Yep. We were golfing on Saturday, and hit the turn, and I go, let's get some shots. I got them on me.
Birdie
And
juice.
Grab some Fireball, ready to go. Yep. Call it birdie juice, whatever you want to call it. That's such a good pick. I'm gonna toot my own horn here. What do you got? 3?
I think this might be my favorite one. Making plans that you know will never actually happen. You're sitting
my
there
God.
hammered with the boys, and you're like, yeah, bro, like, say, for me, it's like when I go home to Wisconsin for the weekend or something, or my friends come out here, and I'm like, yeah, dude, you know what we should do? You guys should come out here, like, on this weekend, and we'll do this. And then they're like, oh yeah, like I'll put it in my calendar right now. We'll come out that weekend. Next day, anytime after that, never gets mentioned again.
No.
Or
no.
Another thing that I'm notorious for that kind of goes with this is scheduling a tea time for the next morning, and then waking up the next morning very regretful that you scheduled that tea time.
Yep.
So it's just
always super early too. It's always 8 o'clock, and you're like,
yeah,
oh,
dude,
make
like,
it.
let's go golf at 8:30 tomorrow morning. And then you get up, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking?
Yep.
So yeah, just making plans either that you know will never happen, or just making plans that are a horrible idea.
Oh, that was a great pick.
Yeah.
Oh, my number 4.
Favorite
man,
one.
This is tough. I got a bunch of good ones left. You already did that one. All right. I'm gonna go with acting like a dog with your dog.
Oh my god. I don't even know what this means.
So on Saturday, we got
I will say I have
golf.
not once ever acted like a dog. No, probably.
It doesn't happen.
Sober,
it doesn't happen until you. It doesn't happen until you're like living with a dog.
Okay.
Because we got back home Saturday, we were hanging out. I think we were watching some sports game or some baseball game. I don't even know. And then we were like, oh, let's go play Guitar Hero. So we're jamming, and then my roommate's dog got super energetic, and so we were in the middle of songs. I think he was grabbing a drink, and I got down on all fours and I start chasing her. Like I'm like running on all fours chasing the dog. And then I start like I bark a little bit, and then you get down real low, and they get down real low, and they start doing the zoomies, and then you stand up, and you have the nastiest case of rug burn on your knee that you've ever had in your life.
This sounds very specific.
Yep, this happened Saturday is what happened. Yeah. I woke up Sunday with this rug burn, and it hurt like a bitch. But
this is more like a drunk thing that you do when you're drunk.
I think a lot of people probably do it though, because it's a lot of fun.
I don't live with a dog currently, so I can't.
Granted, I don't think a lot of people fully commit like I did and get down on all fours, but definitely messing with your dog when you're drunk.
Okay, that's fair.
Up there. But
yeah.
Oh my god, I wish you could have seen it. It was so much fun, just running around. I did 3-4 laps back and forth chasing the dog, barking.
So my last one. I think, yep, we're going with emotional talks. Cups of the rosé. You know, you're drinking with the boys, and
great.
You're just sitting there, like sitting out on the patio or sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden you're like, you know, man, and all of a sudden you both just get super deep about something, and then you have a 45-minute talk about something super deep, and you're like, where did this come from? And then you start joking, and all of a sudden 10 minutes later, you're back in another deep conversation. It's like, what? Like, it never fails, just every time. Like, you never plan on it, but all of a sudden, boom, you're in some emotional talk, listening to Marvin's Room, and wanting to cry when you're wasted. So, yeah, that's my last pick, is emotional talks.
That definitely is like you and I, because we don't have those
time.
Emotional talks sober, but whenever we drink, it gets deep.
Just opens up my soul.
I feel like I just open up when I'm drinking, and boom.
Me being a fan of Aaron Rodgers, 4:30. That taught me a lot, you know, opening up, blew the world, and
now you want to blue the world.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions here, man. That was 2 good lists. Hey, we are gonna tweet these on Wednesday. Select your winner.
We're keeping a record, 100%.
We are keeping a record.
This is gonna get good.
So here's the rest of my list. Thing. So you mentioned it when you said, sorry, excuse me. I think when I said round of shots, you mentioned it, but I had grabbing that last drink when you know it's going to put you over the edge.
Yeah.
I had that because you're in the zone, and then all of a sudden it gets there, and you're like, oh, God. You know, it hits you when you get home, like you said.
You don't even take a sip. You see it, and then you're like, oh. That was a bad idea.
Especially, like, it's never, like, a light beer either. It's always, like, a double vodka soda or some shit. Yep. And you're like, oh, God, this is terrible. You've been mixing all night, a couple shots. Yep. So I also had athletic things. I love to run around when I'm drunk.
Yeah, like that. Jump. I had running away from my friends.
Yep. You know, white blonde chicks are very notorious for this. I want to run away. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Stacy, let's go run down here.
Stacy,
come with me.
Oh, my God. Come with
Or
me.
they go to the bathroom and then 20 minutes later they're nowhere to be found, not even in the bar that you're at.
Oh my God, I can't believe I missed this one. I should have taken it. This was a big miss. Pissing outside.
Oh.
Oh my God, I can't believe I missed that one.
That's the biggest snub from the All Star ballot.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I also had
Yeah.
going to get / ordering food. That's a big one.
Yep, that's a good one. But man, pissing
always.
outside, there's nothing more free. I'll be drinking
For
inside
the guys,
with a
yeah.
perfectly good toilet, and I'll just go outside and piss.
It's just
Even if
free.
I'm not even, yeah, it's just free. You get that wind on your nutsack. You know, you put your pants around your ankles and you just let it fly.
Oh. You must have a lot of backyard.
So
And
then
not be near school.
my last two here were pretty related. So I had seeing a cute girl across the bar, and you talk about going to hit on her for an hour, and then you never do.
I
don't know if that's just me.
I was also thinking for you, just texting every cute girl that you've ever talked to.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then to go along with that, I had getting a girl Snapchat by some grace of God, only to never hit her up when you're sober because you have no confidence, except for when you're plastered. Or, like you just said, getting plastered and then hitting them up, even though you've never spoke to them sober.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
don't know
feel
if
like
I've
I don't.
ever-
I think I do this a lot where there's a hot chick and I'm like, man, she's so hot. And all my buddy's like, just go talk to her. Just go talk to her. I'm like, oh, I will. I'm gonna, yeah. And then an
Well,
hour
the thing
goes
too,
by.
is, you know, you get the
she's
beer
so
goggles on, and then a 2 looks like
True.
an 8, or
True.
she's a 6, but you're drunk, so
Yeah.
10.
She's an 11. What else did you have?
The only one that I really had that we haven't talked about was getting hurt. Which,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
you kind of did that a little bit with the whole dog thing. But I know, like, I get a hangover and my whole body hurts the next day. But also, like, sometimes, like, you're clumsy and shit when you're drunk, so sometimes shit just happens, you know? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, you wake up the next morning, you're like, shit, dude, I think I pulled my quad or something last night.
Right. And you don't.
Maybe
you
that's
don't,
old
you never
age,
remember.
but-
You never remember how it happened either, especially those
Oh,
really
absolutely
crazy nights.
Yeah.
Like that one time, I'm gonna tell a story for the viewers real quick. Me and Frankie were in Milwaukee. We're visiting his parents. We're partying. Then Saturday, we went to Milwaukee, stayed at his
I
friend's
remember
house
this.
down there, drank pretty heavy. Then we said, "Oh my God, there's
Pretty
a
heavy
Qdoba
is
down
not
the road."
even a comparison.
That's an understatement. We were drinking all day too. So we said, "There's a Qdoba down the road." So we go to the Qdoba. One of our buddies has his shirt off in Qdoba, eating his burrito. Then we go outside, and they have those bikes that you can rent, and you can ride them around. None of us had the app, though. So one of our buddies hops on the bike, and he says, "Jake, lift it up. I'm going to gas this bitch." So I lift up the seat, so the back tire's lifted, and he just guns it. I mean, this tire is flying. He had to have been going 25. And lo and behold, the tire, the whole time, was rubbing on my leg. And I woke up the next morning with the nastiest, like it was just raw. Like my skin was gone.
Just straight tire
And
burn.
Didn't remember how it happened either until one of our buddies found a video, and you could literally just see the tire scraping
Bouncing
away all my
back
skin.
and forth in between your
Yes.
legs. Yeah.
Yep. So that one hurt.
Did you just say scraping away your foreskin?
Did I say foreskin?
I
think I
you
just
might
said
have
skin.
Foreskin.
I think I just said skin.
I hope it was not.
I mean, it
burning
does
your
dangle
foreskin.
down pretty low though, so I wouldn't be surprised
Oh,
if it
God.
did.
That's weird. I don't really remember that part of the night. Huh.
You don't remember my foreskin coming off?
No, I just.
Oh, you don't remember that
Qdoba.
part of the night? Oh, that's right. You didn't go. Oh yeah.
Weird.
Something about a 2. Anyways,
my
moving
favorite
on.
number.
So that's that was our first of like non-official All Star ballot. I thought that was great. Great
was
job,
great.
Frankie.
That
Great
was
job.
great.
So we're gonna hit you with a wrap up now. I've got a question for you, Frankie.
Okay.
So you know how the toys are alive
Hit me
in
with
Toy
it.
Story, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Are the sex toys also alive and can talk and have feelings?
If they are, I don't know
Just
if I
picture-
want to know their
Picture like
thoughts.
picture
Or
picture
not.
like a vibrator just, oh my God. Do you think they enjoy it or do you think it's like terrible for them?
Well, I mean, I feel like they do enjoy it because, like, that's their job, you know? But
yeah, but
yeah,
I feel like there could be some gross situations out there.
yeah,
Really
like
freaky shit.
some
Yeah, like
circular things
is
on a
Andy's
string.
is Andy's blow up doll alive? You know, when he's not there.
Well, and they also have the same names, Buzz and Woody.
Oh. Yeah. I think that'd be a clever like spin-off, like a Sausage Party type of deal, where it's just sex
That'd be
toys.
something, that's for sure.
That's $1 billion movie right there. Like, I'm talking higher grossing than Titanic.
That's wow.
Hot take.
An R-rated Toy Story, just called. What would it be called?
Man, I don't know. I feel like there's something really clever they could have done.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Buzz.
No,
Over
I don't
and
know.
out.
We'll think about it.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah, but that's too much of a Buzz Lightyear. I like it, but it's too.
Well, I bet you there's a Buzz Lightyear dildo out there somewhere.
Oh, 100%.
And a Woody.
There has to be.
There's a lot of Woodies out there.
You know, there's
actually.
some freaky Disney people out there.
Oh, 100%. But yeah, like even like not even just for the females though either. Just like a, what do you call that fucking thing? Jesus, fleshlight. I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder what that thing feels like. Is it satisfying for it or is it terrifying?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying, man. I think
This
I'm gonna
is
do one of these
scary.
each week. I'm gonna do one of these
This
each
is
week for a
scary.
wrap up. Interesting. Tubbs' interesting question for Frankie of the week. Some
I'll
shit.
see if
We'll
I can come
with
up
our
with
name.
one for you next
There you
week
go.
too.
So weekend preview. I've got a pretty fun weekend, man. I got Friday night we're doing some poker, and then Saturday I got the outing. I'm sure I'll drink pretty heavily, and then maybe even run some more poker Saturday night. Recoup Sunday. Back to work on Monday.
There you go.
Don't forget Tubbs' long shot. 10 under or better. Lock it up.
True. I am very, fly by the seat of my pants, make my plans very last second. So last weekend when we decided to go day drinking, it was a Friday thing we decided to do Saturday afternoon. So as of right now, I don't have plans for this weekend. But I'm sure I will, and it'll get recapped very well on next week's episode. So
Can't wait to tell y'all how much I make in poker. I'm going to run the fucking streets. It's gonna
you're
be a great
lucky I'm
weekend.
not there. I would run your ass.
Oh, you're invited, man. Come on out. $100 buy-in.
Whoa.
Not actually. I
Whoa,
can't
now.
afford that. I'm a broke bitch.
If I would,
All right,
I would be there. But
that about wraps it up, everybody. Have a great weekend. Think about the sex toys and Toy Story for me.
yeah, I mean, interesting week coming up this next week. Got the All Star game, home run derby. It's a lull in sports, but it's one of the most exciting lulls. So we'll come up with another good All Star ballot for us.
All-Star
Give us something
ballot
to talk about.
of if the sex toys were alive in Toy Story, what would be the main
What their
characters?
names?
Names, that's a good one too.
Oh,
Shit.
God.
Keep your eye
Yeah.
out. All right, everybody. Have a good
Yeah,
weekend.
so-
Drink some beers.
Hey, don't forget, go listen to us on all the podcast platforms you can. Give us some reviews. Let us know what you want to hear. Tell your friends to listen. Even if you could just download, subscribe, tell one friend. Go like our tweets, something like that. Keep it simple. Help us out a little bit. We're trying to produce for you guys, so give back to us a little
Also,
bit maybe.
Shout out to Dat Boy Reggie. You guys should take notes. Tweet at us. Things to talk about on the show. It's very fun. Also, we're on to you, Reggie. Oh, everybody, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Peace.